Hello and welcome along to a special Snack Break podcast bonus video. Today we're going to be reacting to the first official teaser trailer for DC and Warner Brothers' Supergirl movie. This is, of course, the highly anticipated second feature-length film of the DCU, the brand new DCU pioneered by James Gunn and Peter Safran. It has only released this trailer as of 2 or 3 hours ago now. I'm recording this at 8 o'clock on Thursday, the 11th of December, 2025. I am very, very excited indeed. Supergirl, for those who don't know, this was originally going to be called Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, as it is based on the comic by Tom King, and don't have the artist at the tip of my tongue. Now simply called Supergirl. Features Millie Alcott as Supergirl, who we saw a little peek of in towards the end of, spoiler alert, Superman. Without further ado, this isn't going to be highly in-depth. This is just my plain old reaction to the trailer itself. Let's go back to the very start. I've seen like a few frames, a few seconds. Right, let's give it a go. Let's see. Ooh. Look at him, it's crypto. Very good.
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy.
Ooh.
Cars are out.
I was wondering what they were going to do with that shot. Actually, that does look quite good.
Hereby declare that 23 will be the best year yet.
Very different vibe of Rhodes.
To be honest, babe, it's not a very high bar to clear.
Great ellipsy, very
Any of
exciting.
you were still alive. What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Krypton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
A lot of off-world stuff here, which is
This
really
does
exciting.
not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
Yeah, let's see some action. Ooh. Ooh.
Do others on your planet have powers like you?
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
Wait, I want to go back. See that laser action.
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
Who's she holding there? Sorry, I know I'm not. I should probably just play it the whole way through. But I believe, if I'm correct, that is the alien child baby that features in the comic? I think that might be it. Wow. Ah, no, Crypto! For those who don't know, Crypto has a bit of a difficult time towards the star of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and I'm worried for his safety now.
What's Superman like?
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Hey, let's see that suit. Brilliant. Oh, the suit looks so good. Ooh, nice logo. Very, very nice. Oh. Very nice. And hey, there we go. Like that. I'll peek at my recommendations. Like that. I believe they did do that with... No, thank you. I believe they did do that with the Superman trailer from memory. But that's very cool. So that was Tom King, Bill Quiz Everly, and Matthias Lopez, who worked in that comic, as well as, I'm sure, a variety of other people. But really, really exciting trailer there. Definitely very, very different vibe to Superman. Love the... We got a nice little bit of crypto content there. I'm more than delighted for him to be a through line of the Superman saga. Obviously, the super people are going to be a through line. I have to say, I'm in two minds about whether we're going to get a Superman appearance here, and I have to say it's not something I'd really considered until quite recently. This is very much, obviously, the title suggests, going to be Supergirl's movie, and I'm more than here for that. James Gunn has said that he wants this to be a little bit more Star Wars as opposed to MCU, and that things will only loosely connect. Like they will crossover, but it's not going to be on quite the, perhaps, and I'm sure there'll be a team-up movie at some stage, Justice League or what have you, and I get the vibe that Superman Man of Tomorrow will be that to some degree. Whether or not Supergirl and Crypto, how much of a role they play in that, I don't know. I imagine they'd play at least a decent role, but it's going to be not quite such the heavy crossover that you would be getting in the MCU as such. So whether we maybe get Superman towards the end of this film, I don't know. Regardless, I am very happy. This looks like a nice starting trailer. I have to say, there's not quite as much in here that gets me so immediately excited as I was for the Superman trailer. But I think that is to be expected. The Superman trailer gave us a lot very early on, and it was our first look at the DCU, sorry. What we're just seeing here is a lot of fun, great music choice. We're not being told much, but there's some really cool shots in here. I have to say, I was a bit worried about this shot when it came out in the Wait Is Almost Over teaser a few days ago, because I was worried it would look a bit shonky. But actually, it's really cool. You can already tell that Millie Alcock is going to be really, really good as Supergirl. She's already really getting the vibe. I have to say, my thoughts are fairly limited, apart from the fact that Millie Alcock is already really nailing it as Supergirl. We got that in the Superman movie, and we could get this from this trailer. That little scene in the bar, you can tell she just really gets the character. And I think, I mean,
Not a very high bar clear.
it's a lot of fun, and I'm really very much here for that. We're seeing a lot of intergalactic action. I'm not too familiar with who this character is going to be. So I look forward to learning more about that. And excited to get more of a look into, is that a look into
Everything in the day.
Krypton itself?
Krypton didn't die in a day.
See, is that Krypton being destroyed? I'm not entirely sure. There is less
This does not look like this
to
is gonna-
obviously point at in this trailer and be like, oh, that is that. That is that. There we go. It's Metropolis. We don't necessarily know that, but we are seeing a lot of intergalactic off-world planets. That's very, very exciting. James Gunn obviously not directing this one. That's Craig Gillespie's job this time around. Apologies if I'm butchering any of the names in this video. But James Gunn, obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy, he's having an oversight in this, and everything intergalactically is looking really, really good. That's a lot of fun. We're getting some quite sort of modern Star Wars-y type aliens here. It's all looking really good. The action's looking good. The sci-fi's looking good. And that suit at the end, a bit disappointed we didn't get more of the suit personally, but that's really okay, given that you do have to establish, especially given that this is only the teaser trailer, you do have to establish that this is a very different character to Superman. They're not always going to be wearing the red and blue. I think in the Superman trailer, we briefly see Clark Kent, or briefly see Superman out of his Superman suit, if you will. And even then, he's in his sort of Clark Kent business suit, as well as, like, just cool American farmer boy. Whereas Supergirl, as a character, is a little bit more rough around the edges, and I really, really like that. And that's something that's reflected in the action here. It's quite brutal, quite intense, and I'm really, really enjoying it. We've got that from the sort of rough scratch design. Really like that as a logo, actually, in the way the sort of the colors fade in. That's really, really nice. Worried for Krypto's safety. Curious to see how these other characters come in here. Did we get a peek at Lobo? Jason Momoa's Lobo. I feel like we did. Was this Lobo in here somewhere?
What Superman?
I think that was a brief. Can we get it? Probably not. Brief look at Lobo, maybe. I don't know, but Lobo was in there somewhere. There he was. Again, I didn't pause on time. Not getting much of a look on Lobo, but hey, he looks, from what we'd see, looks as, I believe that's Lobo, looks as we'd expect him to. So there you go, Jason Momoa taking on a very different DCU role this time around, but hey, I'm all here for it. Overall, this looks like a really, really promising first trailer for Supergirl. This is coming out basically a year after Superman. Lantern's been delayed. So this is the first bit of DCU content we're going to be getting since Peacemaker Season 2. And it looks really, really good. Sorry, I was going to say it's the only DCU movie we're getting this year. We're not. It's not. And I'm saying this year, but that's wrong. We're still in 2025. But we are going to be getting 2 movies this year. I'm going to be curious to see when the Clayface trailer releases. I think that'll definitely be into 2026 by a good bit. But all in all, we're not talking about Clayface today. Supergirl trailer looks very, very good. That suit is amazing. I really like how they've refined it since Superman, and how they've managed to combine in this trailer. Again, a good look at the suit. They haven't, because we do know what it looks like. We see it in posters and stuff, and over the last week there's been photos of it and stuff. So I'm glad that we got to see Supergirl in the suit in action. They didn't hold off on that and try and tease us with that, but equally they struck a very nice balance of getting us to see the rougher edges around Supergirl as a character, and nice bit of crypto, a lot of off-worldy space action. It looks like it's going to be a very, very different movie to Superman, and although there's not quite such James Gunnian, oh, wow, oh my goodness, to this trailer, it is still very, very exciting. And as I said, it does look like a very promising welcome into the DCU's second feature film. As I said, my thoughts are barely together. This is just my first reaction, but I'm very, very excited for it. Supergirl comes out next summer. Thank you very, very much, though, for now, for listening to this episode or watching. You've probably watched it as a video, this one. But here on the Snack Break Podcast, we have a bunch of exciting stuff coming up. We have got reviews of Fantastic Four, Wicked for Good, bunch of other stuff coming up very, very soon. Hopefully, when it drops, there will be a trailer reaction to Avengers Doomsday, waiting on tenterhooks for that to arrive at some point in the nearish future. We're not quite sure when that's coming. I thought it would be the 19th for a while, could be earlier. Probably not going to be later, realistically. And I'm currently debating whether or not paying 15 quid for an Avatar 3 ticket is worth it to walk out after the trailers. Oh, well, and there's also Doctor Who news coming. So on our new Whovian feed, we'll be updating you on that whenever we get the chance. For now, though, thank you very, very much for watching. I've been Ben Go Blue. This has been Hungry Cat Bar production. Surprise, surprise, I don't own this film. DC owns it. So all rights go to DC and Warner Bros. For the trailer. Obviously. Thank you very much for listening. See you soon. Stay safe. Have a good day. Bye.